I came to bring the pain.
Yeah, what's going on, people? That boy Treezy here. Welcome to my first impressions of Codemasters' recently released racing title, Grid 2. This came out on May the 31st for us guys in the UK, May 28th for you guys overseas in America. So that would have been a Friday for us. I've been blazing it all weekend, and now it's time to, give you guys some good gameplay and let you know how I feel on the game so far. So, well, first of all, let me just say I've not played Grid 1, so I can't really do the comparison there. This is my first taste of the Grid franchise. In regards to Codemasters, the developers behind the game, I have played the Dirt series, Dirt 2 and 3, and they are two of my all-time favourite racing games, especially on the online side of things. The online side of those games was amazing. It really made me realise how much I love rally racing on consoles, you know what I mean? So I had a lot of fun with those games, and then, in the months leading up to Grid 2's release, I had very high expectations. Now, you will remember I played the game at a lock-in at the game store in Nottingham. I'll bang a annotation in the corner if anyone didn't see the thoughts and feelings on that video. And it was different to what I'm seeing now, you know what I'm saying, because the kind of preview of the game at the time was single player stuff against AI, and one of the races was on the Red Bull Ringway in kind of like the Formula 1 vehicle, well, not Formula 1, like the Atom, those small buggy, Formula 1 type cars that pretty much stick to the road on rails, you know what I mean, no drifting whatsoever. The second race was through Chicago. I think it was a checkpoint race in a massive muscle car, but the corners were very tight. There wasn't very many straights, so there wasn't too much drifting in that either. But I was impressed. I enjoyed myself. I won a copy of the game. Oh, and actually on that, I ended up buying the game. Why, Treezy? Well, after winning the game, I gave one of the staff members my name, email address and mobile number. Yeah, we'll get in contact with you. We'll ship a 360 copy to the Preston store. Now, at the time, not thinking there's two stores in Preston, so which one were they going to send it to, you know what I mean? They also said they'd get in contact with me, which the day before the release they hadn't. So I tried ringing the number for the store. Unfortunately, the number that's put up for any store in the country is the same number, putting you through to one of them automated women, where it says, shit like blah blah blah, say yes or no, and then you say yes or no. Sorry, I didn't quite catch that, and you just, raging down phone to a fucking machine. So I had to go into the store in Preston. I went to the Deepdale Retail Park one. They rang up Nottingham. Blah blah blah. One of the guys weren't there. Well, none of the people were there who had been at the event. They're gonna ring me back. When they ring me back, I'll ring you. It's now the 3rd of June. Still nothing. So I'll probably go down actually today after this video. So that was that. I went to Asda, paid 35 quid for it rather than the 40 quid that game were charging. So not happy days with that. But they have said that when they do eventually get the right together, send a copy to one of the Preston stores, I can go and claim it, refund it. It's still, you know, a one copy, so to speak. And I wouldn't be too fussed, but it's just that, you know, going all the way down to Nottingham, I pretty much paid for the game in the petrol I used. You know what I'm saying? So they're not having me off on that shit. You know, follow through what you're saying. They had all month to sort it out. So, you know, what's happened there? Not. Anyway, let's get back on the positive vibe. So, Grid 2. My experience so far has been pretty much 90% multiplayer. I think I did half a race of the career, and then fellow newshound Keith B. Gray sent me an invite to dive into the multiplayer, and then the rest of my other boys who were not really True Achievement affiliated besides Half-Life, they started getting in on the action as well. So it's pretty much just been multiplayer all weekend. On that note as well, KBG will be doing the official review for the game via trueachievements.com, so stay tuned for that. Excuse me. That'll be up probably at the weekend, maybe the end of the week, so check that out. And it's been fun. It was a rough start to start with. I'm not gonna lie. I did have a bitter taste in my mouth. You know, it's the noob phase. There's not a lot of cars on offer to start with. The cars that were on offer, they were bog standard, weren't upgraded. The drift cars took some serious getting used to. The Honda was shit, and even now it's shit. I hate that Honda. It's horrible. You know, so at first I was like, God, you know, shit game. It's nowhere near as good as Dirt 3, yada yada yada. But once you get past that kind of noob stage, which is pretty much like the first 10 levels, to be fair, you can start enjoying the game more. Because the car type, the car tiers is 1 to 4, 1 being the slowest, obviously, and in the tier 4 you can't unlock them cars until like level 22, 23, 24, you know what I mean? So if that's the case with the multiplayer side of things, obviously the race types, race tiers and race tracks are all set at random. So if it's a tier 4, the game loans you a car, you know what I mean? But then they take 50% of your winnings for using it, which isn't the best idea either, really. But you know, now that I'm used to the game and I've unlocked some good cars and I've bought the cars that I like and I'm more used to the drifting element and whatnot, I am enjoying it a lot more, because the drifting is a big factor for the game, you know what I mean? And you know, once you get used to it, it is very rewarding and it looks good, you know what I'm saying? I've been racing in some races like with a Dodge Challenger through like the tight streets of Chicago, you know what I mean? And I've been against like another guy in a Dodge Challenger, and when you're keeping it clean, you know what I mean? Not like half of these dirty ass racers who are racing online. It's disgusting. But when you're keeping it clean, seriously, you can be like drifting around corners, you know, right to left, and it's looking like some synchronized swimmer shit. It looks good. You know what I mean? And it feels good. It's proper like some Fast and Furious shit, like some Tokyo Drift shit. You know what I'm saying? And it's really good. It's pretty intense as well. You know what I mean? And it's just good vibes. But that's another thing with the multiplayer as well. Is pretty much every race mode is contact enabled. You know what I'm saying? They've got an alright variety of modes. You've got like your normal. It's up to 12 players who can race. You've got like your normal races, circuits, you know, doing laps and stuff. You got your time attacks where it's down to who can set the best lap. Checkpoint races, time added on for reaching checkpoints so you can survive the longest. One-on-ones, face-offs, just standard point-to-point ones, and one that's called Tug or Touge or Tug, whatever, where you've got to get 5 seconds ahead of your opponent to win or get to the finish line first. So there's not a bad variety, and there's plenty of tracks to play and alternatives of the tracks to play. But like I said, pretty much all of them are contact enabled. So when you get 12 players in the narrow streets of wherever, you know, and every time, man, they come to that first corner, it's game over for like 7 of the racers, 7 of the drivers, you know what I'm saying? And it's not just because, you know, the corner's tight or whatever. It's just people can't drive, man. This, people. It's like you got the people who just want to intentionally smash the life out of someone to get round the corner quicker. The people who just don't know what a brake is, and then the people who are already being dirty by trying to sideswipe the guys next to him. It is filthy. Don't expect no sportsmanship or clean racing or anything like that. I mean, sometimes you do get in like a group of like 3 or 4 races together, and they are keeping it clean, because you got to respect that, you know, the other guy's on his inside line, he's got the racing line over you, so you know what I mean. Break a little bit, let him take that line, you know, look to take over him on another corner or something, you know what I mean. It's just keeping it real racing, you know what I'm saying. Not, you know, just try and clip the guy's back end, make him spin out like a dick, you know what I mean, piss everyone off. Because another feature of the game as well that many people remember, well, for me from Dirt, is that you can use flashbacks, and if it goes horribly wrong, you press Y, it sets you back like a second or so, where you was on the track, and then you can correct the mistake you make. And a lot of people, I don't know why, they'll crash the car. Keep in mind, the car doesn't go into ghost mode or anything like that when they crash. It's still there on the track. Crash into a bull, and they crash the car and just sit there, you know what I mean, spinning like a dick in the middle of the road, or just, you know, just sit there. And it's like, come on, use your flashback, get out the road. It's, oh man, it's crazy, it's heavy, it's frustrating, but it is good fun overall. If you do make that escape from the initial guaranteed pile up of most races to start with, you're laughing, you make a breakaway, you're in first position, you're having a nice Sunday drive ahead of everyone else, you know what I'm saying. But anyway, man, I can yap when I want to. Video's coming to an end, so I'm going to wrap it up. Stay tuned for more videos. I'm going to speak more on the specific game modes, cars, highlights and whatnot. It's going to be good fun, so, you know, hit that like button, subscribe, stay tuned for more videos. I'll speak to you all soon.
Yeah. Now the mic is low now. Turn the mic up low. Oh, this shit's all the way up. Yeah.